I have a few questions for my colleagues. What if our foreign policy of the past century is deeply flawed and has not served our national security interests? What if we wake up one day and realize that the terrorist threat is a predictable consequence of our mental fear activity?
That was weird. Can you guys hear me? They totally blocked me. I was supposed to be on live like an hour ago, so they've been blocking me out for an hour. If you guys are in the chat room, can you hear me? Can you just click yes or something? So I know that you are able to hear me. Hello. This freaking sucks. Let's see. Can you hear me, guys? Can you guys hear me? No. Alright, well, first they don't want to freaking... They blocked me out for an hour. You know what? That's fine. It's furthermore proving that, that... It's freaking weird. Can you guys hear me? They freaking blocked me for an hour. And that's bullshit. Because I didn't do shit wrong. So... Can you hear me? Listen, if you guys can hear me or not, you know what? All they're doing is, you know what? It's fine. I'm just gonna record it and, like, fucking post it up myself. I don't need all this shit. All they're doing by blocking me out is furthermore proving to everybody that I apparently have something to say. Fuck. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Type yes. And if you can, just, call into my show. Just try to call in and see if it works. 818-688-5660. Call that number. They freaking blocked me out for an hour, having all this weird stuff come up. Like, really? Well, even when I set up the show, I couldn't even set up the freaking show, because it kept saying that I was going to be airing, like, on some other day at, like, 1 p.m. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And, okay, great. So you guys can finally freaking hear me. Well, they messed up my broadcast anyway, so those of you who have been tuning in, those of you who have been tuning in and waiting, okay, so first of all, I set it up for my show to go on at an hour ago, all right? And for the past hour, I have been blocked out, and because the subject I was going to talk about today was freaking something very not something anybody else would dare touch or talk about, but I don't care. And apparently they blocked me out. What the fuck? Well, in that case, like I said, the more you're going to fuck with me, the more I'm going to fuck with you back, all right? I wasn't even going to go there that far, you know? I was not even going to disclose everything, you know? But since you're going to fuck with me, and I'm live right now. Everybody freaking download this afterwards. I'm going to make another broadcast and whatever. And I'm going to disclose the whole thing. I'm going to get straight to the freaking point. All right. So the politicians are clone bots, okay? I told you guys this a while ago when I said I travel, blah, blah, blah. I come back to 3D Earth, and I say, it's so weird. I see, like, all these robots and zombies, yada, yada. Boom. I get disclosure information. I was correct. Machine politician exposed. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so let me just skim through here since they fucked with my program. I will continue in a better program on my own. The clone president. All right. It's been featured pointedly in top newspapers, but the people don't understand. George W. Bush is no human. He is not the son of his alleged parents. He is a clone president. The clone president. The sizzling hot subject of cloning has not yet reached the public, but it is the biggest subject of all. The headline of this article places the first letter of the word, quote, president, unquote, in parentheses, because legally speaking, the sitting president is merely a resident of the White House. See legal analyst of Supreme Court corruption swindle, blah, blah, blah. The word clone is intended and is to not be confused with the word clown, even though in the given context the two words may come close. The subtitle, Democracy in Action, yes. The subtitle alone is ironic because the report gives us barely anything else left. Well, anyways, let me get straight to the freaking point, okay? George W. Bush died in 1987 and was carried on through secret laboratories, Area 51, etc., as a zombie henceforth. He is not the only one. They walk among us and look like we do, but they are geared to sorrow and not happiness. Their souls are like wild animals. Their survival is driven by fierce cruelty untamed. They're fugitives of paradise. They're dwellers of the jungle. Their law is the law of the jungle, to eat or be eaten. America has no president. It has a series of look-alike clone bonobo chimpanzees who are 100% remote controlled through the magnetic waves. The alleged president is sophisticated theme park diorama, a walking and talking 9/11. Its controlling force is not democracy, but jungle law and demonic possession. This prehistory in British royalty, Greg Hallett, and in personality development of the young George W. Bush, Brownsville, Texas, children of fold satanic ritual slaughter, Bush at the time was still human. Isn't that sad? I'm going to freaking post the photos. Okay, there's a photo. George W. Bush as a bonobo, and him as a crossover clone, and him as a bonobo chimp. Part 1, the evidence. I've been hearing and reading such reports for years from serious and well-informed people, including, without limitation, more than 3 top mainstream journalists or former journalists. Let's look at the evidence on this proposition. First, intuition, face reading. As a trial attorney with psychological interests, one of the first intuitions is to get a look behind the curtain through face reading. This is what they do, you know, in the FBI and stuff, like whatever. Here's a compilation of the Internet of alleged Bush monkey faces, a compilation that has distributed under the guise of humor. Okay, guys. I'm just gonna, since they fuck with my program, I'm going to record it on my own and do it on my own and let everybody know, all right? Because they're trying to fuck with me because they know the robot. Here, check this out. I don't know if you can hear this. I told you guys on another episode that when I come back to the 3D Earth, I said everybody looks like a robot, right? Go back to my last episode. And I told my friend, I was like, why are you watching this TV? I said, look at them, they're robots. Anyways, check this out. These people on the robots. Here, check this out. Listen to how slow he talks, like a robot. If I can show you his face, they're all robots.
Legislature, the adult guests. These are big changes. They represent the most significant reform of our healthcare system since the passage of Medicare. They will save money.
More robots on television while they air.
3 artificial persons, androids. On camera, primetime TV, the United States of America. The year is 2008, early 2009. 3 particular androids from my medical investigation with a science fiction bent. Yes, I did use the term android because, as we will discover, they are artificially created persons pretending to be real humans. What's the crime? These 3 people were involved in the hijacking of a nation, the most powerful nation in the world. Though the crime is important, this is a medical investigation. If I can prove that these 3 people are androids, I will have proven that the world you think you knew is not the real world. Further, if these 3 people are androids, as I in fact stated in my short documentary, Androids Among Us, then that means that there is a mysterious culture hidden among us, a culture that is 1,000+ years more advanced than us. It is without a doubt that they appear to be real persons, what are referred to as human beings. And what I am going to do is to explain why these 3 persons, although seemingly perfectly normal, although appearing to be biological, are in fact persons artificial, androids of a very advanced quality. They are machines of a very impressive quality made from a quantum technology far ahead of any human science. And they are being employed to hijack society without society ever noticing a thing. The most perfect crime in human history. Our crime scene takes place in late 2008 on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C.
Whoa, what the fuck is that?
In late 2010, I released a 41-minute documentary, Androids Among Us. It was a frank discussion, even if shorter than expected, on my discovery on androids living among humanity. I had concluded from my observations that on those recordings, those 3 identified persons were synthetically made, and that it was a level of technology that was way over our head. I estimated at least 1,000 years ahead of modern science, and it was so advanced that it appeared to be biological. This was recorded from a television screen as it happened. There are no special effects. I did the recording myself and moved the camera around to isolate the oddities I was noticing. Listen to the context of the conference.
Way in a relatively short time to achieve something big and urgently necessary.
That's a robot talking, guys, on the news.
And our people. And when I say we, I mean the President, the House, the Senate, members of both political parties. Everybody gave something in these negotiations to achieve something bigger for our country and our people. I personally am confident that this Economic Recovery and Reinvestment Act will put a floor under
If
this
you see
economy
his
of
face,
ours. It
you
will
can see
be the
that they're
beginning
robots.
of the turnaround for
Listen
the
how he
American
talks.
economy.
They're
It will
programmed
protect,
robots.
or create millions of jobs. It will put billions of dollars into the pockets of hardworking American people so that they can go out and spend it. And
that one's not Bush. He's a representative of Bush.
It's a turning point. We're not going to get back.
Everybody in the White House, majority are robots.
But I think this represents the beginning of turning our economy around and leading to a better day full of opportunity for the American people. I was proud to work with this group, proud to be part of it. Without the three Republican colleagues, the Senate could not have come to the table. Without a great spirit of compromise from the White House,
I'll show you guys the video,
and the Senate, we would not be able to announce this agreement today. Okay.
Much of the discussion will involve three U.S. political figures, 2 males and 1 female. These are only my best examples, perhaps my most convincing evidence at the moment. I have no prejudice against the U.S. government. Neither do I have any judgment of any of these people I refer to. Their individual identity is not in question. I do not know them personally. It is what they are made of, the manufacturer, if you will, that is in question, because there are many androids in the world. Further, although these 3 examples are politicians, the android persons are not only politicians.
Exactly.
These political examples highlight some hidden aspects of this most interesting game, because political figures are influencing society, influencing leadership. There is investment aspect to this game, an agenda. And the key to that agenda are 3 persons. 3 persons who are working for the most powerful nation in the world. Let us focus on the artificial mechanics that is hiding underneath the biological shroud. This is going to be a kind of advanced scientific investigation, a medical science detective story. In my medical science investigation, I have enough evidence of these 3 people. It is not your usual evidence. I am going to stretch our understanding of life. I have to, because otherwise there is no other way to explain androids on modern-day television. Here is my key medical evidence. The blinking of a white-haired man. The catatonia of the large-eyed man. The blinking woman. This is a scientific investigation, and I'm going to play the medical investigator for things that are not supposed to exist. There is a lot of supporting evidence as well. I think that what happened was these people got sloppy, and I recorded it. Otherwise, it would be even more difficult to catch. The basis of my recordings contain that
this is a radio show, so I said when it's done, I will upload it and provide the photos for you.
Crisis. America was believed on the verge of collapse. The U.S. president made a primetime speech to accept the bailout. There must have been a desperate attempt to change the course of history, and they got sloppy. And I happened to be paying attention.
Me too.
Later, I managed to crack the code.
Me too.
I had an epiphany, unlike ever before.
Me too.
As I have stated, this is also a crime scene. What's the crime? Androids are being used to change the course of a nation. Not just any nation, the most powerful nation in the world. They are essentially hijacking society. Instead of hijacking an aircraft and flying it into a World Trade Center, they are hijacking a government and driving it into a depression. A government that is carrying 300 million passengers. And they are using artificial people, androids, ladies and gentlemen. Androids who look and act human. Androids that, until I pointed them out, looked human. The clues to how they remote control these androids will take us inside the brain. But before we get into our neurological view, let us first review some tactical methods the androids employ. There are 2 specific androids in this recording. One is standing on the left flank of the speaker. The other is standing on the...
Alright, so since they fucked with my program, like I said, for anybody who's just now tuning in, I tried to log in like 2 hours ago when I was supposed to go live, and they blocked me from logging in, and I started getting these weird messages popping up, and you know, because I was about to disclose this really, really explosive information, which is the fact that I told you guys about these spam bots. I told you how I travel to, you know, I'm into 5D, but then I come back to 3D. Go back and check for yourself. I said, when I come back here, it's very strange because I can see robots walking everywhere. My friend was watching the news, and I said, wow, look at that. They're robots. And then I said, do you guys just go back in I'll post it all up later. We don't have time because they fuck with my program, but they're not going to fuck with it because I'll redo a proper broadcast, provide photos, provide everything so you understand that this is real. And this is why they don't want, they're banning me, but check it out. So, it's friggin' creepy. That's why when sometimes you see those news reporters, you think they're having like a seizure or something, and we're kind of like laughing because they fumble on the news when they're stuttering. That's actually a robot that's malfunctioning live on television. Okay? It's not only in the White House. I told you guys about the zombies and the demons walking.
You know what? Since you're fucking with my program, darling, Queen Elizabeth, and the pedophilia ring, and the cloning centers. That's right, darling, the cloning centers. Parents, listen to me right now. They are blocking me, but that is quite alright. They're blocking me, but that's quite alright. Because I have many, many other forces. I should not say their names right now. We have many big plans to expose all of you disgusting, sadistic fucks. Okay? That is all. I shall save that for another time. But, however, I shall repeat. That was just an introduction to the reptilian family leading all the way back. They call themselves the Black Nobility. Now that is just one part of it. Alright? The Black Nobility, the reptilian family resides all the way back from ancient times, so which they feel like they are the divine chosen ones. From whom, may I ask? Definitely not God, our creator of the world. Reptilians. They feed on bloodlust, children, the pedophilia ring, recently busted. Oh, it's been going on for centuries. Parents, listen to me carefully. I don't care if I'm popping up. I shall continue this and not alone on this battle. Believe that. Believe that I am not alone on this battle. I started out alone, but I'm marching with millions, okay? So sit your old ass down, okay? Because you're going to croak over. But it doesn't matter to you anyway, because you're all ancestral fucks who interbreed ancestral fucking, and then you, don't let me go talking about cloning those children and all those missing children. Parents, listen to me carefully. Hundreds of missing children come up every year. You wonder, why? How? How could it be? And then there's the so-called, DPS or whatever they're called. They come and take your children just for nothing, right? Not to discredit everybody, because not everybody's bad. I'm talking about the bad people. And they take your kids, They take them as, they treat them like, I can't even say the word, it's disgusting, it's sadistic. They take your kids, they toss them out like little, like experiments they do, because they're so fucking pathetic, my French. But then again, when I'm dealing with these evil cum buckets, I have no holy words coming out of my mouth, because these are the only words they resonate to. So therefore, that's how I get their attention, because they can only hear their masters whiplash on them with these slurring words of cursing and vileness, like slaves, and that is who God is. Okay? The God of hell. Anyways, so there are the cloning centers where they take your children and do sadistic things to them. I'm not only talking about child molestation here, not to mention one of the governors that got caught flying out to Florida to meet up with a 4-year-old little girl to have sex with a 4-year-old girl. That's right. No one say it because it is so highly sinful. We have commercials about, starving kids, save the starving, and it's heartbreaking enough. But we can have commercials about it. Why? Because it's a horrible thing, and people can have commercials about it. Why do we not have commercials about, Daddy, please don't, Mommy, please don't let Daddy touch me, because it's disgusting. It's so disgusting beyond sin that no one can even make a commercial about that, because that's how sinful it is. Do you understand that? Do you understand how sinful that is? These people, I'm not even going to call them people, all right? They take your children. They not only molest them, mindfuck them, and then make them shoot each other. They give them guns. It's either you shoot him or I'm going to shoot you. Mind you, they're children, babies, children. Yeah, I'm speaking out because who else is doing this? You're all just hurrying for them. Shame on you. Especially the most recent pedophilia rate that got finally taken down. Wow, how long did that take? Really? Do you know how long this has been going on? Right. I'm going to calm down. But as parents and as all the parents out there, and my heart goes out to all the parents out there who have missing children. We all pray for them every day. And I put on a bold face in public every day because there needs to be someone strong. Believe that. But my strength comes from somewhere that I have a very vulnerable, emotional side where I feel very strongly for these children and innocent people. So therefore, when I speak out, I have a right and I have my passion too. And in the end, you shall all know why I am so passionate about exposing every single one of these scumbags, okay? The truth shall prevail, and you all will know why. So, as for you parents, there are no words to describe. But let me just expose, because you can't just, there is a point where you cannot just turn the other way. You know this stuff's going on, and you go, oh, well, that's their problem. Let's just turn the other cheek. How long are you going to turn the other cheek until it happens to your own freaking children? When your own child 3 years old gets run out and gets blasted right in their head with a gun. Yeah, there's more to that, people, okay? And I'm not saying this coming from actually, mothers, fathers out there, if you found out, I'm sure you would do way worse than what I'm just saying. I'm just annihilating them vocally. I'm sure the parents out there who find out what their children have gone through, their missing children, I am pretty positive you would have more than just a vocal annihilation of these scumbags that do this to your children, okay? So, keep on turning the other cheek, folks. Hey, go turn the other cheek. You're with the others. I am not. I am not. Like I said, there's only 2 ways to go about this. You're either with us, good guys, or you're with the others. There's no in between. Because if you're in between, hiding like a coward, turning the other cheek, doing whatever, well then you're a freaking coward and you are just a sheep. And sheeps end up dying because, you know what? You're owned by the others. So, pick one. You're either one of us, the good guys, or you're part of the others. That is simple as that. 2 choices. Good guys, bad guys. In between, you're dead because the bad guys are going to suck your soul out and do sadistic stuff to you and make you watch while they do pretty sadistic stuff to your children as well. You know why they love children? Because they're innocent souls. They're innocent. They're the most innocent, pure beings in this planet. They're not harmed by anything. They're new to the world, bright-eyed, pure, innocent children. That is why these disgusting pedophiles and these clone rings, cloning centers, satanic rituals, Brownsville, Texas. There are many other cloning centers where they take your children that go missing, and you wonder why. What happens to them? I'm sorry to break this to you, but that is what happens. Now, either do you want to know what happens to them, or do you want to turn the other freaking cheek? That is all. Tune into my next show. I'm going to upload stuff. I have an arsenal ready to blow up, okay? And I have reason behind this. You all should know my personal reason soon, but this has nothing to do with me right now. But just know that I am back. I am back with a vengeance, and I am back with an army full of people around the world who are sick and tired of treated like animals or quote-unquote cows. We all know what that means. For the outside world, the masses, we all know the term sheeple. But for the insiders, we know what the cows are, don't we? You know what the others like to do with the cows, right? They start to herd you in, and yeah. I'm going to end it at that. And to all the parents, families, and children out there, I love you so much. I have to maintain composure because that is what I do. That is all. Over and out.